Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning and hope you're having a great day. Okay, and I'll wait for a few to say hello. New setting this morning. Suzanne, good morning. Mike from Wawa. Nick from our staff, good morning to you. Francis Marie, and good morning. Rosa, good morning. Nativity, our dear friends of the Martin Clinic, I hope you're having a great day. Andrea from Niagara Falls, regular. Shelley from Manitoba. Mary Jane, nice to have you on with us this morning. We appreciate it. Connie, good morning to you. Nice to have you. We appreciate all the support, guys, and making this program such a success. Bonjour, Jocelyn. And Susan from Florida, dear friend, good morning to you. Marlene and Marnie. Dr. Troy, good morning to you. I'm going to make a little announcement about what Dr. Troy and I are doing together. Madeleine, how are you? Debbie, and nice to see you guys. Jeanette from our staff. I hope you folks appreciate Jeanette, Nicole, Brandy, who are always online with you guys in the Martin Clinic Facebook. We love them dearly. Claudette, good morning. Yolande, bonjour. And Beth. Okay, and I missed a few, and I'll come on afterwards and say hi to you, okay? Nice to have you on this morning. Hopefully everything is good, you can hear me, and everything is great. Debbie, good morning to you, okay? So we got questions this morning, and hopefully we can get to all of them. And Wendy, so let's get started. Wendy is asking, why would your gallbladder not release enough bile? Well, first of all, it's bile. Let's just go over bile again, okay? Bile is very important. And so, and remember, your gallbladder is just a reservoir. It's a little pouch, just a little pouch that empties bile every time you eat fat, especially, because bile does a lot of things. Bile, first of all, is like it's an emulsifier. It emulsifies fat. Okay, that's really important so that you get your nutrition out of fat. Okay, fat is very important because if you have fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, the other vitamin E, okay, not exercise, vitamin K, they're fat-soluble vitamins. You need those vitamins. They're essential. Bile is very important for that, okay? Number one. Number two, bile helps your pH in your small intestine. It empties. Bile is really important for digestion and absorption, okay? You need bile. Bile is important for even your immune system, okay? Because of that pH, it actually helps to, bad bacteria and things like that. You need bile for that. So where does bile come from? Well, your liver makes bile. So I was telling someone yesterday that bile, she said, Doc, I can't do the reset because I don't have a gallbladder. I said, well, that's got nothing to do with bile. It's just a reservoir for bile. Your liver makes bile. And if you don't have a gallbladder, it might be a little bit more difficult. And you might not want to overdo it on fats, but it's your liver that makes it. And you still make bile even if you don't have a gallbladder, okay? It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but your liver makes it. Now, let me just say this. Why Why do women lose? Mostly women. Men can lose their gallbladder too, but it's rare in a man. It's 90 to 10, maybe even higher than that women lose their gallbladder. 2 reasons. One, especially, because you don't eat enough fat. Women, for generations now, because they thought fat makes you fat. No, seriously, that's what happened. Guess what? They weren't using their gallbladder. Use it or lose it. Why do you think you get stones in a gallbladder? How do you form stones? When you don't empty the bile out of your gallbladder often enough. You need to use it. So I've talked about that a lot. The gallbladder is an important organ. Use it. God gave it to you. Why would he give you a gallbladder and tell you to be a vegetarian? Doesn't make any sense. Why would God give you a gallbladder and tell you don't eat meat, especially fat around the steak? Why would he tell you that? You got a gallbladder, use it. And women, especially in the last 40, 50 years, have bought the lie about fat makes you fat and keep you, even today, if you listen to most gurus in nutrition, like a lady said to me said on the Martin Clinic Facebook group, I'm so confused. And I no wonder you're confused. Because here's Dr. Martin telling you to eat eggs, meat, and cheese. And then most gurus are telling you, don't eat that stuff. It's not good for you. Now, either I'm wrong or they're wrong. Either I'm wrong or they're wrong. But, I want people to use common sense. Why would you have a gallbladder? A cow doesn't have gallbladder. Did you know that? A cow doesn't have a gallbladder. You know why? Because it's eating salad all day. Grass. Glorified salad. No, but seriously, a gallbladder, a rabbit doesn't have a gallbladder. Why? It's not going to eat any animal products. Does a lion have a gallbladder? Yep. Because they eat meat. They live on meat. You have a gallbladder. It just tells you it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to be, I hate to say it, a vegan. It doesn't make any sense. So, one is right and one is wrong, and I just tell you guys, and you might think I'm crazy, but I am adamant. I am adamant. You cannot be healthy unless you eat steak, hamburger, roast beef, pork. You need that stuff. You need it. All your vitamins, all your minerals, all your amino acids, all of them are in there. All of them. Yeah. Including, listen to what I'm going to say, vitamin C. Not coffee. The other vitamin C. Eskimos don't get scurvy. They don't. Oh, the Inuit people. The Eskimo, you know, I went up to the Arctic and they liked the word Eskimo. I don't know who told me you can't use Eskimo anymore. You know, that's not a term. I don't know who makes these decisions. We used Eskimo in a loving way for years. Now they tell me I can't use that. What are you talking about? Who decided that? Not the Inuit. Okay. No, but God, and here's the second reason, okay? When you have estrogen dominance. See, one of the things that your gallbladder needs, the smooth muscle. The gallbladder is like a smooth muscle. Smooth muscle means you can't, see those? Those are muscles, okay? Those are muscles. But that's not a smooth muscle, okay? A smooth muscle is in a bladder, in a gallbladder. And you know what you need for your bladder and your gallbladder? Estrogen not to be dominant, because you need, what makes the elasticity in the bladder and the gallbladder, and even for men, progesterone. You see, men, we think progesterone is really important. If you have too much estrogen, ladies, that can affect your gallbladder, can affect your bladder too. Estrogen dominance. One of the things that medicine is confused about. I talked earlier about confusion. Medicine is very confused in a lot of things. They forget their biochemistry. They forget physiology. Anyway, okay. So, did I answer your question, Wendy? What was the question? Why would your gallbladder not release enough bile? Well, you don't use it. That's why. What causes not producing enough bile cells? You don't produce enough. Well, look, there's another reason. Okay, that's Wendy, good question. The second reason is if your liver is gummed up with fat. How do you get fat in the liver? You guys know this. How do you get fat in your liver? Sugar. Crappy carbs. It fills up Costco's parking lot. It fills up the suitcase. Fat doesn't fill it up. Sugar turns to fat in the liver. That's how you store sugar. It's one of the places that you store sugar. And that's why we see so much fatty liver. So Wendy, one of the answers is you won't produce enough bile when you have fatty liver and you're a carboholic. It's one of the things that the reset fixes rapidly. That's why you want to do it, okay? Marianne, what causes toe to curls? Your toenails to curl. Well, usually when they're curving, you got a fungus. Fungus will do that. And the other thing is when you're not eating enough protein, again, it's not always the same, but you get a fungus, that'll do it. The other thing is when you don't have good nails, a lot of times you're not eating enough protein. Protein is king. It's king of the castle in terms of food. Eggs, meat, and cheese will give you perfect balance of protein and fat. You need both. Okay, good question. Jessica, collagen, CLA, everyone is talking about it. Well, I like, you guys know this. I love collagen. Why do I love it? Because collagen is your matrix. It makes up everything, your muscles, your skin, your eyeballs and everything. Hair, collagen. Well, listen. Why do you think I love bone broth? Collagen. Now, if you want to get a separate supplement of collagen, go for it. You get collagen protein in bone broth. Either you're making it yourself, or a lot of people love our bone broth. I think it's the best on the market. I'm biased, but I'll tell you what I think. Okay? And CLA, okay, conjugated linoleic acid, is found in dairy. CLA, you know when you get CLA? When you eat cheese, when you eat butter and cream, not, because there's another question about milk. It's coming right up. Let me do it right away. Ruth Ann. 2 questions about, okay, Cheryl and Ruth Ann. I'm going to answer your questions right now. Cheryl says, what is the difference between store-bought milk and cream, cheese and butter, since they all have dairy protein and they have CLA too? CLA is a fat buster. Did you know that? That's why, guys, when people, gurus, tell you no dairy, don't believe it. Now, what's the difference? What have I been teaching for the last 40 years and more? What have I been teaching? Don't drink milk unless you have a cow in the backyard. Because what you find, Cheryl, is when you get to the grocery store and you see milk, not cheese, milk, it's denatured. I've never milked a cow, but I'm told that, look, we used to get milk delivered to our house when I was a little boy. In the 1950s, the milkman used to come to your house. You'd leave the bottles with these little, they weren't coins, they were sort of little tickets or whatever. And, you know, so many tickets, you get milk. And you know what? You didn't just go and open up the milk and drink it. You had to shake it. Why is that? Because there was so much fat in it. Oh, but the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry, Dr. Ansel Keys said, fat gives you cholesterol. That's going to clog up your arteries. So you better not eat any more or drink milk, because we got to skim it. We got to make it 1% or 2%. That's the size of their brain, those people who say that. Every time I see 2% milk, I think of the dummies that got rid of fat in our diet. See, dairy is fat. CLA is in the fat. When you have butter, the difference is the milk is, it's generally fat-free. So what happens to milk? Why do you think 60, 70, maybe higher, have what they call lactose? You know what lactose is? They have a lactose intolerant. Do you know what lactose is? Milk sugar. Well, milk sugar. So what? Why are people? Because when you take the fat out of milk, you're left with all the lactose, and your body doesn't like that. Your body is not made for that kind of sugar, lactose. You know, some lactose is all right. They're not going to hurt you. But why do you see so many kids? Oh, they're dairy. They're always sniffling. If you're sniffling, that is usually dairy. But it's not dairy, it's milk. Get rid of the stinking milk and quit eating yogurt. Ladies, the #1 breakfast in Canada is yogurt for women because it's got probiotic. Listen, you would have to eat, excuse me, you would have to eat 16,000. I always laugh at this thing. Hold on, I just gotta make sure my phone don't fall over. You would have to eat 16,000. Can you believe that? Okay, just make sure this doesn't fall off. You got it? Okay, here we go. You would have to eat 16,000 yogurts, 4 ounces, to get 1 capsule of our probiotic. And even then, you wouldn't get it. Even if you had 16,000 yogurts, 4-ounce yogurts, but you wouldn't get a broad spectrum. You'd get lactobacillus, but you wouldn't even get all the other ones. Very important, isn't it? Okay, so good question, Cheryl. I want you thinking. I don't want you to take, in the Bible, it says, okay, in the book of Acts, okay, it says that the Bereans were much more noble than the Thessalonians. You know why? Because they didn't just take Paul's word for it. They went in and made sure, they went in and looked at the Old Testament and said, yeah, Paul, that lines up, or it doesn't. And Paul commended them for it. I commend you guys. You know why I commend you? You don't take my word for it. Use your noggin. I want you to use your noggin. I want you to think. I want you to, I'm going to present facts. I'm going to present these things, and then you guys decide, because I've got people that don't agree with me. Hey, God bless them. I'm right, they're wrong, and it's settled. Okay. And, oh yeah, Ruth Ann is asking about trans fat in cheeses. And if it's true that all trans fats stay in your body forever. I don't know if they stay in your body forever, Ruth Ann. But trans fats are not good. You know why they're no good? Because your body doesn't know what a trans fat is. It really doesn't. Like, for example, margarine versus butter. When you have margarine, your body goes, what is that? Now, you don't drop dead right away. You're not going to drop dead from eating a trans fat. Hydrogenated oils. But they're not good for you because your body doesn't know what they are. Canola oil, that's not nature. Your body doesn't benefit from that. It's no good for you, especially when you cook with it. You can run your car on that oil. It's 100% synthetic. You know, when you go get an oil change, they'll ask you, do you want 100% synthetic? You're going to pay more. Okay, it's a synthetic oil. Yeah, but you're not a car. You want natural oil. Okay, so trans fats in cheeses. You know what, Ruth Ann, I'm just going to plead ignorance because I guess if it's processed cheese, maybe they put trans fat in there, but I'm not aware of. Like cheese in nature, man. It's so good for you. There's nothing negative about cheese. Nothing. It's the highest source of vitamin K2. Okay? So, but if you know something, would you just send me the name of the cheese or whatever? And you know what? It may be in a process, the sliced cheese, the thin sliced things that maybe they use in a restaurant or whatever to put on their burgers or whatever. I got to look at that. I don't think there's any trans fats in there, but maybe there is. When I talk about cheese, cheese is nature, man. It's good for you. Okay, now, I think it's Ida or Ilda, I'm not quite sure. Does low testosterone in men cause night sweats? Yes and no. Let me explain that. When a man gets night sweats, you ladies, men are big babies, okay? Did you not know that? But we are. Night sweats. It can be a sign of low testosterone, but you gotta take it another step, okay? In a man, wow, for anybody. One of the signs of low vitamin D is sweating, excess sweating. Even in a baby is sweating excessively. They're usually low in vitamin D. It's a sign of low levels of vitamin D. Men need vitamin D for testosterone. You want good levels of vitamin D so that you have good testosterone, men. So yes, if you're low in testosterone, you might get, you see, men have hormones too, ladies. But they rarely have hormones. They have hormones, but not hormones. Ladies, you know what hormones are, right? What we call at the Martin Clinic. Night sweats, you can't lose weight, you don't feel good, you dry up like a prune, and all these things that happen to women don't happen to men generally. But one thing that does happen to men is testosterone sinks like the Titanic because they got more estrogen than their wives at 50 years old. A woman, her estrogen's starting to go down. A man's estrogen goes up when their testosterone goes down. But you need vitamin D for hormones. You do. Vitamin D is an essential vitamin. And when you hear, it's our Minister of Health in Canada said the other day, vitamin D, it's fake news. You know what I felt like saying? Ma'am, you're fake. It just showed me that our Minister of Health is bought and paid for by the pharmaceutical industry. You think they want to hear about vitamin D? Inexpensive, no patents on vitamin D. You think they want to hear about vitamin D? They don't want to hear about vitamin D. Drives me crazy. Okay. Wendy, is soy lecithin an endocrine disruptor? Yeah, I don't like it. Look, lecithin is a fat. The best way to get lecithin is when you eat eggs, meat, and cheese. You're going to get all the lecithin you need. It's a fat. And they use it as, even in the food processing and that, they'll use usually soy lecithin. Look, it's not the end of the universe because they usually use it in such small dosages. But you never hear me talking about lecithin because I want you to eat it. If you eat eggs, meat, and cheese, you're getting lecithin. You're getting a healthy fat. Okay. Charmaine, I thought I answered this last week, but maybe I didn't. Do you recommend taking a multivitamin every day? No, I don't. Look, most multivitamins, I don't like them because they're all synthetic, most of them. And you get what you pay for, by the way. Because you're asking the question, Charmaine is saying, how do you tell if it's synthetic? It's cheap. go to Costco and go to a pharmacy and you're going to get a cheap multivitamin. I don't like those things. That's what they put in cereal, by the way. Oh, it's got vitamin D. It's enriched. Those are all synthetic vitamins. Now your body goes, what are you giving me that for? I don't even know what that is. It's synthetic. Look, I do have a multivitamin, but it's not just a multivitamin. It is a multi-booster. It's called Blood Boost. Now, if you can find anything that is as good as that on the market, because there's not, I'm telling you. But it's because I put in, it's all natural. It's all natural vitamins, minerals, herbs. I put, it's a magic secret sauce to build your blood, because blood is not just B12 and blood is not just heme iron and all these things. It's not. There's a lot of things that go into boosting your blood. And when you're low, don't take a synthetic vitamin. And you get what you pay for. If it's cheap, it's synthetic. It's just, that's the way to do it. How much did it cost you? And I don't even agree that you need it unless you need it. If you're anemic, take Blood Boost. If you've been going through cancer treatment, take Blood Boost. If you can't eat properly because you got all sorts of digestive issues, take Blood Boost. Because if you never even have another meal, everything is in there. Like steak is in there. Okay? Everything. But, okay. Now, Valerie, I know that over-the-counter meds can be hard on your liver. Yes, very hard, especially Tylenol. Tylenol is one of the worst things you can take for your liver. Now, if you take a Tylenol every once in a while, look, I don't like them. And you get the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, NSAID, like Aleve and Advil and those things. Tylenol is not really a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Tylenol, but Tylenol is very hard on the liver. The other ones are very hard on your kidneys. Over-the-counter painkillers and anti-inflammatories. They're very, very hard on. So the idea is not, every once in a while you take it, it's not going to be the end of the universe. But it is hard on your liver, generally and ill. And I mean, there's a warning on Tylenol. Like, don't overdo the dosage. You're going to destroy your liver. People don't talk about this, but there's about, in the United States alone, 200,000 people a year in the United States alone that damage their liver, and some of them permanently because of Tylenol. 200,000. Because a lot of people live on that stuff because they got a headache all the time. And they never get to the bottom of why they're having, even hormones are out of whack. And they're taking painkillers and they're taking anti-inflammatories. And, you can understand it. Their quality of life is terrible, but, get to the bottom of these things, okay? Now, okay, a couple more. Is cold urticaria, that is hives. Urticaria is hives. A symptom of leaky gut, yes. Anytime you have, because what causes urticaria, hives, it's an allergy. Can you I'm just going to joke for a minute. I have an allergy to cold too. But I don't get hives. Look, you get older. I used to love cold weather, not anymore. I was laughing with Kathy from St. Catharines, and she was saying she loves cold. She loves the snow. I said, well, not me. I used to. Okay. But yes, anything that is hives, allergies, you're producing histamine from mast cells inside your body, MAST, is leaky gut. It starts with the gut, okay? Yes. So fix it. What is K3 spark mineral? It's synthetic, I know that. There's all these things come, you know, and oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread to lose weight and do this and do that. Guys, K1, mainly the plant kingdom. Okay? Very good for you. There's nothing wrong with vitamin K1. K2, the Rodney Dangerfield of vitamins. It gets no respect. The one that's more important than K1 is vitamin K2. And K2 is found in butter and cheese. Cheese curds being the highest source of them. What does that do? It takes calcium out of your blood vessels and puts calcium into your bones, that's where calcium belongs, not in your bloodstream. So if you take a supplement, okay, somebody the last question. What does Dr. Martin think of algae cal for bone loss? Not much. Like, you don't take calcium for bone loss. You don't. It's not going to be delivered. It won't be delivered. No use taking calcium. You see, take a deep breath, Dr. Martin. Now, you want to know everything you need is in nature. God gave you butter to eat and cheese to eat. You know why? Because you're going to get all the calcium you need in butter, cheese, right? Eat it. But not only that, the calcium that you're eating, okay, you get some calcium in plants and this and that too, but nothing like butter and cheese, okay? Get a lot of that. Dairy, not milk. I don't like milk, you know me. Cream, yes. You get a lot of calcium, but in there is a vitamin. You see how God operates? God gives you cheese and butter and for your calcium, for your bones, your teeth, okay? But he gives you a delivery mechanism, vitamin K2, to take calcium that you're eating and put it where it belongs. You see, the problem with hardening of the arteries is your calcium is not getting to your bones. What do you think? Do you know that Canada, even higher than the United States per capita, drinks more milk than any other country in the world? Canada, we're number one per capita. And we have more osteoporosis than almost any other country in the world. Canada and the United States has more osteoporosis than any other country in the world. Facts. Man, we're drinking lots of milk. Yeah, the problem is there's no K2 in it. You need vitamin K2. They're not, now cheese makes me fat. No, it doesn't. Butter, that's going to clog up my arteries. No, it isn't. It's the opposite. When you eat cheese, you're unclogging your arteries because you don't eat enough fat. You don't eat enough butter and cheese. You're not unclogging your arteries. Calcium that you're eating is not getting to bones. It's staying in your blood vessels. I scream it because it drives me crazy. Why are we so unhealthy? It's food. We're going the wrong way when it comes to food. It's going to get worse, guys. I'm telling you. I'm not a prophet nor the son of one, but you wait. It's coming to a theater near you. The meat animal products is going to be vilified. It already is. There's a meatless craze. You know what I see? Oh, meatless craze? They're crazy for eating meatless craze. People are crazy eating that. Don't even feed that to your dog. There'll be more cancer from eating that nonsense. It's full of soy and nonsense. It's not good for you. And these young people, oh, I'm a vegan. Ooh, I feel sorry for them. They've been indoctrinated. Oh, the climate. We got to get rid of animal foods. Only plants. Plants are harder on the climate than animals are. Ooh. I'm having fun. You? Okay. Wow, we're overtime. Okay. Now next week we'll have a lot of good teaching. Okay, got some good studies that have come out. I want to talk about. We'll do that. If you're not a member of the Martin Clinic Facebook group, I told someone yesterday. I told 2 people yesterday. What? You're not a member of the Martin Clinic Facebook group? No. Why not? You got to join that. The cast of thousands and thousands of people, but it's so good. You know, and people have a deep respect for each other on that group, right? They do. I like that. Plus, lots of good recipes and lots of stuff. I even post on there once in a while. I don't know how I do it. I don't know how to do anything. Okay, you got it? Okay, so Martin Clinic, private Facebook group. Tell your friends about our podcast, because these things are turned into podcasts. You can go back and listen to the podcast. Sign up on your smartphone. Okay? I got a smartphone. I don't know how to use it, but I do have one. Okay? But your tablet or whatever, download. Over 2 million downloads. I think we're getting into the 3 million range on our podcast. The Doctor is In podcast. Okay, so join that. Or listen to it. Re-listen to it. Remember how you learn, guys. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Yep, that's how you learn. At least that's how I learn. And I find that's how people, you guys are smart. And our new book, The Reset, Metabolic Reset, numero uno in Canada. Thanks to you guys. We appreciate it. Oh, now here's the announcement that Dr. Troy, and I'm going to give you a little bit more going on. Dr. Troy Bennett and I are teaching. Okay? And if you want to become a certified health coach through the World Organization of Natural Medicine, I'm going to be teaching the nutrition part of that. Okay? I'm going to be teaching the nutrition part of that. And I can't remember when I'm going to do it. I think it's I don't know. I got to look it up again. Okay? But I'll give you more announcements about that. So if you want to become certified by the World Organization of Natural Medicine in health coaching, you can do that. And I'll give you some more details, okay? I'm going to post it up there when I can. I won't do it. Somebody else will have to do it for me. Okay. But I'm going to be teaching that, okay? And I know a lot of you have asked about coaching. And you guys are already coaches because you talk to people. You know, some people have an influence on, you know, one person or 5 people or 10 people. And you know what? I told you the other day that the reason I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm not in private practice anymore is this is what I wanted to do, is teach. Teach to the masses, to get out there, and especially today. Like at one time, I used to travel around the world to do seminars. I did. But today, Facebook. Today, podcasts. Okay? So, anyways, if anyone's interested in that, maybe let us know right on in the private group or whatever. Email us and I'll get that information to you, okay? Love you guys. Talk to you soon.